now looking at it like now, brother to brother, I never want to make somebody feel, I never want to even try and attempt to make somebody feel small. And I feel like that's what I did. I entertained something that I had nothing to do with. I could have shut off the phone. I say it to myself all the time. I could have turned off the phone. I could have dashed the phone in one corner. I could have just left the house and said I don't want to be a part of it. No, but I kept it going because I was more excited to get more followers. You get what I mean?
That's cool.
And it's sad, you know. It's actually it's sad, but it's like I've learned a big lesson.
My thing is, sorry, it was my scandal, so I don't know why people are trying to jump on my scandal. Sorry, if I created my scandal, you should have left me to do my scandal. Sorry.
Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So by the title of this video, I have got the special guest Emile Morgan. So for those of you that do not know who Emile Morgan is, he's well known for his slogan Wemide, Gudikomoti, and his bold, charismatic personality. I've got him here today so that we can discuss his social media platform, his growth over the years, and also our brief disagreement that did happen a year ago. So make sure you guys like, comment and subscribe to the ting. Now let's get into this video.
Tell him what I go and like mix up, go there. I ain't got time for your mix up, go there. What these boys wanna see my body?
What I'm goodies, goody come up there, alright, so you don't have to come straight through and sing.
The last time I saw you was 2 years ago, nearly.
Hey, I'm sorry.
Life has changed for us, hasn't it?
Indeed.
When I messaged you and I said I want to like talk to you face to face, what was your immediate thought?
When you messaged me, I just thought to myself, you know what? I feel like since then, like, obviously, I think everyone has matured as a whole. I feel like it will be a good way to show that there can be a positive outcome of everything that happened.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought it would be a good thing to do.
Okay, cool. I've actually been like wanting to talk to you for like a long time because I feel like in our friendship, it was so brief and there was no, and I actually said this in one of my YouTube videos, there was kind of no explanation as to why we kind of drifted apart and everything like that. And then a lot of things happened and then we just went boom, like there was no conversation.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that you're like here today and you've given me a chance to like for us to have a sit down and have a conversation. But before we get into the deep stuff, I want to go back and I want to like talk to you about like your sexuality. You are of the LGBT community, correct?
Yeah.
So what has life been like for you since like growing up? What age did you come out to your family?
I came out long time ago, like when I was in, I don't know, when I was like 14, like 13, 14, I came out from young, basically, yeah.
And how was that for you? Did your family respond well to it? Your friends?
I had a good response from my family. I feel like, to be honest, in my family, it was kind of to be expected because I've always had that kind of feminine, I've had feminine traits about me in my whole life as far as I can remember. I've always been different from the social norm as to what's expected from a black boy from London of Caribbean descent. I've always been out of the norm. So I feel like it was to be expected. I've always been quite free. I feel like the household that I grew up in and my family and my parents, whatnot, they never was, how do I explain it? They never was like trying to like fling any type of ideas into my head. They just let me be me and they embraced me how I was. They never was prejudiced in certain ways. There was never like that conversation of ban out this and them type of things that's typical in them households, especially from like the male figures. Obviously there was some little comments that are made by people that were in my age group, like cousins and things like that, but they're irrelevant, sorry. So yeah.
So what is it like growing up, like, because you say you're from Lewisham, right? Is that where you grew up?
Yeah, my whole life.
What is it like growing up somewhere like that?
Yeah, I feel like the whole little idea about Lewisham is not as bad as people like to make it out.
Every area has its bad. Like,
every area has its bad parts to it. But obviously, I came out in school first. Let me tell you how I came out. Basically, put a long story short, I didn't even verbalize my coming out. One thing about me, I've always tried to be theatrical in the way I do things. So I went to like certain girls that I was friends with, and certain girls that I was like acquaintances with, like so friends of a friend kind of things in school. I wrote on my hand that I'm bi. And then I started showing people my hand. Because obviously there was at that time there was a lot of speculation of like, oh, what is Emile? So I put on my hand that I'm bi. And then the way I'd done it was like, I kind of like started showing certain people the hand that I knew were mixed up, and they would go around. Then slowly but surely people started crowding around the table where I was sitting to come and look at my hand, and then that's how I came out of school. Then,
but what made you like? What got you?
Listen, I don't know what spirit took me that day to go, and I just decided to.
Yeah.
I feel like people were speculating, people was asking all the time, oh, what are you, Emile, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, you know what, I might as well just say it. Like, I feel like I've always been, because of my household and my parents, they never like shunned me or never like looked at me different for how I acted. I was never told that
be like a boy.
Yeah, I was never told them things. So I feel like that's why I had the ability to come out at such a young age. And obviously, you're gonna get backlash, especially from like other people, like other boys. You're gonna get backlash. But my thing was, I always just like, I did business and I just kept it pushing. I feel like that's why I had the confidence to do all the things that I've done up until this point. And I'm sure you lot are very well familiar with whatever I've done in it. So yeah.
Would you say females are more receptive to you in regards to your sexuality? Or?
I guess generally that you can say that about LGBT people in general. I feel like it's mostly females that are more they don't receive it too tough. They don't care.
Yeah. I feel like all my cousins or all the people that kind of accepted me, even though I hadn't like explained my sexuality, a lot of them were female. The boys in my like growing up with me was like they were playing football, they were playing FIFA, like they were just doing shit that I just wasn't ever interested in. So
I had a brief stint where I used to play football. You know, I've always been I've been I guess a jack of all trades. I feel like I have that kind of side to me. I used to like sports at one point, but I fell out of that. I kind of feel like I was always able to relate to in school. I never had like a set friendship with obviously the girls were most of my set group, but there was times where I would be friends with everyone kind of thing. I used to call myself a group surfer in school. I used to be friends with like certain people that I would be able to be friends with certain other people. So yeah.
Recently on social media, you will sometimes present yourself as Emilia. That's like your alter ego. That's another look that you present to your followers. Obviously, you have like very impressionable viewers, people that don't even know like about your lifestyle. They don't even know about your mental state. Yeah. Do you not sometimes feel like when you are dressing up as a girl, you might be confusing them or?
People have a lot of questions, but then my thing is, I'm someone I lay it all out on the table and like.
Because sometimes somebody might be like to you, so for example, say you're dressed like this now, they'll be like, oh, do you like girls now, or like, do you get what I mean?
But I feel like there's just certain things that are just so stupid. I feel like your sexuality shouldn't be based on how you dress. Literally. Like I feel like for girls, even like there's some girls who prefer. Maybe they like a cargo pants, or they like a baggier style of clothing. But if they're not dressing the stereotypical social norm of a female to dress, they're a lesbian.
Yeah.
I feel like there's just a lot of things that are attached to inanimate objects that doesn't make any sense. Yeah. You shouldn't attach someone's sexuality to a piece of clothing. That is the dumbest thing ever. Yeah.
I feel you.
I get why it's happened because of social norms, society, etc., etc. But I feel like it's just very stupid. When you look into the intellectual standpoint of it, when you like delve deep into it, it's just very dumb.
There are people that would say things like, oh, you're throwing it in their face, like you're not giving people the chance to like receive it, like you're just very out there. Like, what do you have to say to that? Let me tell you something.
My profiles are open to public. I did not send you on my page. I never sent you what I posted. I never came to you and I never inboxed you and sent you one of my posts. So however you come across it, you must see I'm blind and hearing deaf. I don't understand why you want to come tell me, oh, I'm throwing nothing in your face. I never called you. I never dragged you into my house and pushed my batty in your face. So I don't understand the whole throwing things that people say. I just find that very stupid. Like my things, I feel like everyone should have the ability to express themselves in whatever way, whatever capacity they see fit. If you don't like something, then leave it. Because my things, if I don't like something, yeah, maybe I'll go chat with my friends. Cause I'm a real bitch. I'm very much so real. Everyone chats everyone. I'm going to chat you. Sorry, but I'm not gonna come and message you or torment you or go all about the place to go chat you. Obviously, I don't mind people chatting me because it indirectly translates into, so you can chat me if you want to chat me. But if I feel like you should just allow people to do what they want to do. Because at the end of the day, my thing is, I've always been like this. I've always been out there. I've always had that confidence to just do what I want to do, and if I want to do it, I'm going to do it. Because I feel like certain ways that I act, like I'm very like free, I'm very open, I'm one to go and dash up myself and skin out and dance and go on type of things. Like obviously because of my culture, I like the whole dancehall thing. From young, I was going to parties where people are going in bad, they're breaking out, they're on head top, they're doing this and that. I feel like I'm influenced by that, and it's a part of myself that I like to express.
Yeah.
It's the feminine side, you get it. So I feel like you should just let me live and let others live. And I just want to be that person that people can see and say, oh, look at him, he's doing it, so I can do it too. And I've had so many messages like that, and I feel like that's why it gives me that drive to even continue, not let anyone get me down, and continue to be myself and continue to express myself how I want to. Because it's not like, I feel like people pick and choose what they want to pay attention to. They like to say, oh, you don't do certain things or whatever it is, but they pick and choose what the focal point of every thing that you put out there is. You can be doing so much good, but they will ignore it, and as soon as you want to look bad something or something that can be controversial, they take that and they run. And that's the thing. Let's
talk about social media. What is your definition of social media? When you think of the word social media, what comes to your head?
Having fun. Like, and there's so many ways that when I first started using social media, it was always just about having fun and like posting certain things for my friends to see. Like it was I never anticipated that it would get to the scale that it's gotten for me. Like I was always posting my nonsense, but then one day I posted and it just went to a whole nother level, and I never expected it. But obviously because I have the brain, like I have sense, I took it and I monetized it basically. So yeah, but I generally think of it as having fun. Like you go and see little things, you go select into your little group chat with your friends, you talk about it. Social media is meant to be, I feel like social media is a aspect of real life human interaction, of course. I feel like that's the first thing that I think of in my head, obviously, to interact with other people. There's times where you want to be alone, you don't want to talk to nobody, but obviously social media is a place where you can go and interact with others without actually having to physically link them. So yeah.
Has there ever been a time where social media has like got you really down?
You know what? Social media has never ever got me down, because it's like someone can... You can only bother me unless if I know you in real life. You get it? If I've had a bad interaction with somebody that I've met in real life, then it's got me down. But social media in itself has never ever affected me.
Okay, so you don't really like take the whole trolling and stuff like that.
No, sir.
It doesn't bother you.
Listen, I don't live on top of a bridge, so no troll can come out and come and torment me. Sorry. Remember some troll under the bridge? Yeah.
For me, like I feel like for me, obviously you use, like you said, as you said, you use Snapchat and all those things like a lot more frequently than I did. So when I jumped on it and I was doing it, like it was very overwhelming for me. So let's like talk about like your viral moment when you did that snap, or when you made that post that got those thousands of views. What was going through your head?
Alright, cool. So there was one moment before this, but this was the moment where it was like over the top. So a couple of years ago, I was in Vauxhall with my friend, and he had got a trim. She just linked up. We linked up after he got a trim or whatnot, and then I was like, oh, take a picture of me. So we were taking pictures like normally, like you know, take pictures you post on Instagram, whatever. At this point, I didn't have no platform or anything like that. And just randomly, I was standing in front of a street sign, and I saw the street sign. It said, obviously Vauxhall was in the borough of Lambeth. Saw the street sign, and I was like, take a video of me. I was like, women there, Lambeth, them king, you be on your son. I posted that, but it's like, it was nothing out of the norm for me to post something like that with my friends. Like everyone, my friends from that know me from that then till now, know how I've always been. So it was nothing out of the ordinary. I posted it, and then I'm seeing 20k, 30k, I'm thinking, what's going on here? Like, where's all these views come from? Why is this happening? But obviously, it's the fact that, I don't know if I was near some sort of up block or gang block or whatever it was, my love, but where I was, apparently it was some big deal, because where I just had happened to take a snap was at some sort of block, and obviously I'm gay, I'm black, I'm Jamaican, I'm speaking patois, and they're like, what's going on here? So it became a big thing.
What did you get? Like loads of messages? Was it positive?
I got loads of messages from boys, girls. Girls were like, oh, this is so funny. I was getting reposted all over the place. I was all on top of different type of blogs and all sorts.
Was it more positive than
It was more positive than negative. There was some negative messages, obviously, because I can't speak. Here's how I found out it was some gang thing now. So one boy come message me to say, what you doing? What you doing my ends, bro? And I was like, huh? Like, obviously, I'm not clued up on all these things, you know. I didn't know what type of block it was or whatever it was. But obviously, that's how I found out it was some sort of block. Because one boy went to go message me, asking me bare questions, like, basically trying to G-check me on Snapchat, like, are you done? So, yeah.
So, after that point, yeah, did you feel like you had to kind of live up to that moment?
No. After that, that was that one moment, and then it kind of died down. Like, obviously, I had moved. That was when, you know that whole insights thing on Snap? That's when that happened. Yeah. And I was seeing all the little numbers things and all the things. So that happened from just that one Snap. Bear in mind, I'd never had got no big views like that before. Like the most views I ever got was like, I don't know, maybe 1K. And then obviously that went over the top in it. So from then it kind of died down, and then it was Valentine's Day. I don't know if people remember, but I made one stuff was like, your mother rubbed me like a genie, so me just open sesame. And I was wearing one Gucci hoodie and one headband, and I had nothing on the bottom, sorry. And I went to go dance and I was bracking out all these things and I was quitting up on myself, all type of different type of things. I was going in bad. And I just posted it. I'm a semi-morass clown that gone every place. I was like, okay, I'm sorry. It was everywhere to the point. This is where it was like to a next level. Obviously the When We're Dead thing was what gave me that basis, because I feel like if I'd never posted the When We're Dead thing, then when I posted that, nothing would happen. So that happened now when I posted that. To the point where I'm walking out of my area and Yardie men are knowing who I am. I'm dumb. That's when it went to the next level. It was like, nah, that's mad. So yeah, from then I just kind of kept going with it, because like people was telling me at that point I didn't really post. I had no followers on Instagram at all at that point. And then there was like, my friend was like to me, post it on the gram and see what happens. Post it on the gram, I'm seeing 50k views on the gram. I was like, okay, let's go.
Wow. That's crazy, boy. So, when it came to your growth on social media, how did your friendship dynamic change? Did it change, or did...
Well, I always had my same best friend, big my blood clot bestie Cheyenne. I love you long time. My clean best friend. I've always had my friend from long time, and she's always had my back throughout it all, innit? Yeah. So that's been my friend for how much years? From we was in like year 7, year 8, like long time. So, yeah, it didn't really change. I feel like it changed certain little... You know, there's a saying that I like to say, like, you have your little handbag friends, like your little friends, there's little mash friends. But obviously, my real, true friends, nothing really changed, because they know the real me and behind it all, innit? So, yeah.
I feel like this happens with everyone, yeah. But I feel like, when I met you, I feel like I got to see the genuine person that you are. I feel like with every, like, social media persona, we see this character online, but there's actually this chilled, humble, relaxed kind of person.
I feel like from this point, when you watch this video, I feel like from what I've said already and how I carry myself, you can see that there's a genuine intelligent individual behind all the nonsense.
Yeah, not nonsense, but
not even
like
nonsense,
but
behind that
the entertainment.
Expression. Yeah. I call it nonsense because to me, I feel like people take me way too seriously.
Yeah.
I feel like, because most of the time what I'm doing fuckers, you know. That's what I'm sorry for swearing. That's why I say nonsense.
It's almost like you're almost like like a banter page.
Basically.
When they're posting all their stuff, nothing is meant to be taken that seriously.
But I feel like people take it so serious because obviously I don't fit into social norms.
Yeah.
And that is why people take me way too seriously, because they try to read into things too deep when it was never that deep in the first place. So yeah.
Did you ever feel like people were trying to attach themselves to you?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like there were certain people, alright, cool, even to this day, there's a lot of people that back when I was growing up, because obviously from young, I had my rebel phase. Shout out to my mum. I'm sorry for what I put you through, chair. I had my rebel phase, yeah, where I was bunking lesson. I was doing all type of different bad girl behavior, bad boy behavior. I was going in bad at one point. I was going to all type of parties I didn't have no business going to, because it was not I was not ready yet. I'm never ready yet, my love. I was going in way too bad. I was going to like parties and I was meeting people that, like, obviously, but I feel like I feel like I needed to do that because I feel like in growing up, I don't know if maybe you can relate to this, but growing up, I feel like when you're LGBT growing up in school, you know, like how like in school there's like the girls will have their little pregnancy scandals and which one of the boys fucked the same girl and all the sucking dick underneath staircase and all the little excitements that go along in school, innit? But obviously for me,
there's nobody to kind of teach
for
you
me
anything.
there's no dating in school.
Yeah.
There's none of that.
You literally just got to go out.
There's a download things them in school, but obviously, you know, these lips are sealed, honey, don't worry. And yeah, but there's no like dating.
There's no like dating experience,
yeah,
like how straight people
I feel
do.
like I went off into a tangent. But yeah, there's no like dating in.
So you had to kind of go out there and experience it on your own. I feel like I was the same. Once I reached 17, like everything happened so fast.
Oh, you're good boy. I broke up from 15. I was going in.
No, because for me, my parents were quite strict, so I didn't even have the opportunity to like go to the cinema like with my friends or any kind of like outing where there was no like parents chaperone. I didn't get
my parents were strict. Yeah, like I had certain times I had to be home, but as I said, I don't know what got into me, but there was a time. Obviously, even the other day I reposted like a picture of me where I was wearing like ripped jeans from my crotches all the way down. Like I had my rebel phase, I had my little gothic phase where I was doing all block and black eyebrow. I had so many phases. I was really giving you like a Disney Channel, like a gay Disney Channel or something. Like I had my little phases where I used to do different things. Obviously people who went to my school don't know about the times when I done my eyebrow phase, my makeup phase, taking care of my hair, and I done the whole curly hair phase. I had so many different phases. So yeah, when I was at 15, I barocked out. I was going all type of different rave and going all type of different party. I was going partying. Them never ideas were going straight through and all the type of things.
Would you recommend that to people? Like,
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like nowadays, because when I speak to people who are like 15 now, I feel like they're even worse than me than I done how. Not even that I was bad, because it's not like I was really going out and having sex or anything like that. I've always been a kind of reserved, like as much as I may dash up myself and go on, I'm not really a sexual person to that extent. I value interaction over sexual interactions.
Yeah.
I value genuine like emotion, chat to me, get to know me on a deeper level, because I'm not really one to just give up my body to people like that. Obviously at the end of the day, I'm a man. I'm a big man now, I'm 18, I'm gonna be 19 soon. I'm not really that person that loves to I was never going out and doing certain things. Obviously, my mum had a conversation with me, and like when I came out to her, it wasn't even so much about
it was about being safe, like not so much.
Exactly. It wasn't even so much about, oh, you're gay, blah blah blah. It was more about being safe and what other people's reaction was going to be. Because my mum knows how the Caribbean culture is. That's what the conversation was about when I came out. It was so much about being careful who I be open to. She was like, be open, be yourself, but it's like you have to be aware of your surroundings
as well. Yeah. What would you say like your relationship is with like the gay community? You say like gay boys and stuff like that. What's your opinion on like the gay like dynamic
scene, like now? I feel like people in my age, I feel like it's coming like they're trying to like. I feel like everyone wants to be an influencer now.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of the gay boys I come across, because obviously there's not really much people my age that look like me that have a platform like that. So I feel like the people that are trying to have one, or whatever it is, they move like, I feel like people are very catty towards me. I feel like there's no camaraderie within. I feel like everyone's like, it's like this whole little
But do you not feel like even if there was no social media and you was just like going raving, do you not feel like
don't be like,
it's like
who's wearing the best clothes?
It's always like a competition.
It's always exactly, and it's coming like, I'm not being funny. Even though this is kind of, I guess it's sexist and I guess it's stereotypical, but at the end of it, we're boys. You get what I'm trying to say? As bad as this is, because it's bad to say this, but obviously I'm being real from like how I've grown up and how I've experienced social interactions with people. Like, we're boys at the end of the day. As much as you want to be feminine, one type of things, we shouldn't we're men. You get what I'm trying to say?
Jealousy,
it shouldn't be that. We're not girls. You get what I'm trying to say? As much as we can do the whole dress up and got it, but like, we're boys. You get it? I feel like people just do this whole thing of trying to compete with one another. It's not needed. Even in girls as well, we don't need to compete with each other. Like, we should be boosting each other up. That's my thing. Like, I've always been, I feel like one of the main reasons why I even done this as well, why I came down to do this, is because I feel like we should be able to show people, because we're both people who have a big platform. We're not of the social norm like that. I'm a bit more out there in certain ways than you. You're a bit more reserved than me. But obviously, we both have a platform. We've got similar things about us.
Yeah.
I feel like we should be able to say, okay, look, we can come together and do something positive. You know what I'm trying to say? That's why I wanted to do this, because I know people are going to see this and we shouldn't be at odds with each other. There's so much people that are against us already. Why are we going to be against each other? It's like, I describe it as like we're like a minority within a minority.
Yeah, literally.
So I feel like we shouldn't be against each other.
Breaking ourselves down even more.
Exactly, more than the people that's already against us in the general public. So yeah.
Okay, now let's talk about our friendship and how we met. So for those of you that don't know, I've said this like a few times, but I've never really gone into it. But I actually met Emile. I was invited to a gay rave, or you'd call it Batty Man rave, like little screechy, a little dance for the gays. And this is where I met Emile. That month, I feel like that month I think I was about 3 months in to social media. So I didn't even know what was going on. Like
what to expect.
Literally. So I've gone, obviously I was advised that like, obviously you don't want people to know about your sexuality, so there's certain places that you're gonna have to stop going to. That was what it was. But I felt in that time when I decided to go to that rave, I felt this urge. I don't know how to explain it. It's like, you know, you're so used to being I was so like accustomed to being reserved that me going to that rave was like a breakout for me. Like it was that moment of freedom. So I was like, rather I can actually just be myself and be free.
Right, of course, can I ask something? So didn't you used to go to them things?
Yeah, I used to go raving before back in the day, but I stopped going raving because my platform got bigger.
Yeah, and he was okay.
And I started to work, and it just, and obviously I was so adamant on people not knowing my sexuality, so there were certain things I had to say.
And I feel like the reason why you done it is because you didn't want everything to be about that.
Exactly. Because I feel like once you tell, because even with me coming out, once you tell them about one thing, they're going to want more. They're going to want to know this. They're going to know who you dated. They want to know whatever. It got to a point for me where I needed a release, and I went to that rave. When I saw you, I had seen your stuff online, and then when I met you, it was like you was a different person. I thought you, as I said, you was more reserved. You wasn't so like, you were still yourself, but it wasn't as much as how it is when you see it on camera. And then I spoke to you, and I was just like, I saw me in you. I don't know how to explain it, because obviously at your age, I had the blonde hair. I actually used to wear like the denim. I used to wear like the ripped clothes. I was just like, rather, like I see myself in him in a small way. From there, yeah, I thought, let me, not even to try and chaperone you or tell you what to do, but I thought, let me like take you underneath my wing in a way where like, if there's something that you don't know, you might be able to ask me, or do you get what I mean? Because I feel like I'm that type of person. Like, I don't need to know you for like 12 months to be able to want to help you, or you help me. Like, I saw you as like my little brother. I don't know how to explain it. It was weird. So what was your first impressions of me when you first saw me?
I didn't think much of it, to be honest, because obviously he was,
a lot was going on that night.
Yeah, he was friends with one of my other friends. So I kind of didn't really think of it like that. I didn't really take it too far. I feel like I'm a very social person. So I was like, this is someone new, they seem cool, it's a vibe. And I just went with it. I didn't really think of it that deep to think, what did I think of you when I first saw you? I just thought like, cause remember at that point, yeah, me and my friend, me and our mutual friend at that point, me and them had like a little spat. So when we saw them, it was kind of like everyone was coming up to each other, like not like it was a beef thing, but there was like a little tension. Then we talked out, and then everything was blessed when I saw them at the thing, and we were all together. So that's just how it went. I didn't really think anything of it too deep. I think I remember taking a snap with you outside after it was done. Yeah. And it was all cute. Like, it was just a cute, like, there was a little vibe, like, oh, this is someone new, you're not MASH. So I was like, yeah.
Where did it go downhill? Where do you feel like our friendship went downhill?
Alright, cool. So alright, cool. So everything was cool from that point. After that
we spoke quite a lot. We
FaceTime,
we were talking
FaceTime, everything. Like, we had a pretty good interaction. Like, he was calm. Like, I used to talk to you, and I actually like,
with reason.
I actually fucked with you for real. So yeah, after that, I forgot. I remember now. Cool. So there was one day where some sort of meet and greet was going in. And then, I don't know, I think it was you who messaged me and said, oh, what are you doing? Do you want to come out? I said, yeah, let me come. It'll be cute. Went down to Stratford now. It was cute. And obviously the meet and greet wasn't for me, but obviously people knew of me. I even went down and started taking pictures with people and everything. It was a night, it was cute. Obviously I got introduced to your friend, and I feel like, you know what? Think back to it. I think if that person, if things didn't get so twisted up with that person, I feel like me and him would have never fell out. I think that's the truth.
In our dynamic, what did you feel like what was going on? What did you feel like was going on with our situation? Did you feel like that person had a hold over me? Like, what did you think?
Yeah, I feel like when I would speak to you on a one-away, on our phone calls or on Snap in general, whatever it was, I feel like you was more yourself.
Okay.
In comparison to when you was around that person, I feel like they stifled you. If I'm being honest, if I'm being very, very honest, like, I'm not trying to bash the person, but I feel like they stifled it. I feel like you was getting sucked dry. And it might be wicked, but obviously, remember say you lots are just watching this up. Remember say,
exactly. You saw stuff like
I've seen things obviously that you guys have never seen. And I've been around, and obviously I feel like in any interaction, I feel like it's the smallest things that mean a lot to me. I feel like I look at the littlest details and certain things that are said that I just find very, very weird. And I feel like now that certain things have transpired, I feel like those little comments and little things that were said now mean so much more because of what has happened now at this point. Goddard had skills. He used to be able to edit, he used to do graphics, he used to do all them type of things. And I feel like when I made a comment saying how he was being stifled or he was being sucked dry, I feel like people was using him for what he could do, and then it was like people were being disrespectful in certain ways towards you regarding that. There were some times where I used to see people talk to you in certain type of ways. I feel like some of it was playful banter, yeah, but sometimes it was like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I'm not going to sit here and say, even though I made my whole little footstool comment, some of it was them, everyone has their dynamics in their friendship, innit?
Yeah.
And they had their little banter. People would shout on what you, at times when you're ready to come and shout, you would shout too. It's not like no one was, I don't want to say
like
people trying to bully you or whatever it was.
Sometimes
at the end of the day, you're a big man, people them can't bully you kind of thing. Alright, cool. I feel like that person used to always say stuff like, oh, how people are using her for her clout, whether it wasn't, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, everyone's using everyone, you know. I feel like people used to hang their followers over you, and it's like, you're being that person's friends, you're helping them out with certain things. Cause at the end of the day, for videos to go up on YouTube, for intro to be there, all sorts of things have to be edited, things have to be put in place. You know what I'm trying to say? So in the same breath, people can say, oh, people are using this person for that, blah, blah, blah. I feel like there was a mutual exchange within the interaction. But it was like, because that person had higher followers, they want to come and hang the followers on your neck and use it to hang you. That's what I kind of saw in my opinion.
Bringing back up the meet and greet, there was an incident that happened that day.
Yeah, What was it? Yeah, oh my god. Oh my god, that one was too much, you know. This is after the meet and greet now. Was this after or was it before?
We literally walked away from them and went to the ice cream machine.
We went inside the Westwood now, because we was outside in that little Olympic Park section where the bikes are. We left them now, the meet and greet something was done. We walked down the bridge, but it was like, I think we ended up coming back, or we went into the shopping centre, like that little section. So you went in there now. I don't know what happened. Was it the pretzel stand or was it one of them stands or some smoothie stands? Yeah. Went to the stand now. I don't know what the argument was over. Because what I feel about me, I'm not scatterbrained, but like I'm not really too So when you lots are talking, I'm not really paying attention to time. I think I had my AirPods in at this point, so I'm not paying attention. I wasn't talking. I'm just walking along with you guys. The girl takes Spirit and start. I'm thinking, why is she moving so erratic? Like it was giving me very much so mental health. I was thinking, why is she like shouting like this in the big Westwood as well? Like no type of shame, no type of decorum. She was just grilling you. But I don't know. To be honest, I don't remember exactly what you done. But the way she was grilling you was like you murdered her cat or something. Like she was moving really, really mad. And I was thinking to myself, what did you do? And it's like, it's the first time I've been out with you guys as well, like together, because you lots were besties or whatever it was. I've come out with you lots.
Do you think that incident kind of set the tone for like your view on every situation that would happen?
I feel like obviously remember as they say, first impressions are golden, innit? The first thing you see, you're always gonna remember the first something you see from someone. Looking back to that, it was over the pictures thing, and it was like I was allowed when I came there. Obviously, it was not my meet and greet, but obviously people is that there's like not a clash of followers. I don't know how to explain, but obviously there's like people who follow her, you know me, and vice versa. Obviously, you're gonna have your little individual like people that follow you and they don't know anyone else. But obviously,
A lot of her followers knew who you were.
So when I came there, they was taking pictures of me and videos of me and taking snaps of me and whatnot. It was not an issue for me. But because you obviously you had just been starting out that time, and obviously it was like she owned you or something. You get what I'm saying? Because if it's not a problem for me to take the pictures, then why is it a problem for you? People are starting to know you. So if she wants to say that then why is it an issue for you to take pictures? I don't get it. Obviously, and it's a thing where she's wrong for that, but obviously you allowed it as well. Maybe because you didn't want to get caught for the followers.
I wouldn't say I allowed it, yeah? What did you say?
I said maybe it's because you didn't want to get caught for the followers. Maybe if you went to go speak up now, because obviously you was friends with her and obviously she has benefited you in certain ways. And obviously, as I said before, as I made my whole long speech about you having certain abilities, you've benefited her too. Let's forget the whole numbers and followers thing. Let's talk about, as friends, you guys have helped each other, and that's a fact. Forget the whole followers thing and the numbers and all them things. Forget all of that. You guys helped each other. So I don't know if it was like...
But I feel like, no, but if you've seen me, yeah? I personally wouldn't say I'm a confrontational person, yeah? There's been so many situations there where you could say something crazy to me, but it would take me a good 5-6 minutes for me to actually then react. So I don't just blurt out and just start cussing for no reason. It's not me.
But I feel like maybe it was a love you had for her as your friend, or I don't know what it was. But I feel like there were certain things that you were allowed that maybe if I had done, you wouldn't have allowed it. Maybe if someone else had done it, you wouldn't have allowed it. But because it was her, you let it slide.
But why do you think I let it slide?
I mean, I know. Listen, you have to ask yourself that. Sorry, I don't know. Maybe as I said a second ago, maybe it was because you had an end goal for yourself. You wanted to do the social media thing, and obviously you saw her as a gateway to that. It was like an easier way to get up. You get what I'm trying to say? So maybe you didn't say. Maybe you withheld what you wanted to say because of that.
I don't think so. You can't treat everybody the same.
Yeah, everyone
yes, in front of a group of people, I may have allowed it. But once we've got home and it's just me and her, we've had the conversation and it's been hashed out. Obviously, after that, you don't even know that the situation or thing has been resolved. But from your last memory, you just remember I was cussed out or batted up. Do you get what I mean? So I personally wouldn't say that I allowed things to happen. There was a lot of conversations that we had and I'd be like, bro, don't do that. Or I don't like that.
You can't.
Yes, I understand that in situations I must stop it there and then because it will keep happening.
It's bright. It's out of order.
All right, we're going to fast forward now. Let's go on to the Instagram Live. Now, I want to ask you, how did it make you feel that like 2 20-odd-year-olds are like badgering you or like being shady and coming at you online? Like, what was going through it? Like, how did you feel like you had to handle that situation?
I've dealt with worse situations in real life, not over live, but in real life. So I don't really feel badded up per se. Obviously, to the public that's viewing it, they're gonna think, oh, he's that age, they're this age. Why is it this and that? And obviously, I agree with that. But obviously, I'm not trying to victimize myself and make it seem like I was some sort of victim.
Little kid or, yeah.
Even though in some ways I was a victim in some ways, because it's like, let's be very, very real. In that situation, when I had the whole fake fight scandal thing that I went to go conjure up,
it had nothing to do with us.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And everyone saw it as an opportunity to look for clout, because that day I was trending every place.
5,000, 10,000 people in our lives, and
literally, I was a trending topic. I think I was #1 trending that day in the UK on Twitter that day for the whole fake fight scandal. And obviously, let me just put it like this: the way how I saw it as you guys saw an opportunity to get clout from my situation, so that's what you guys done.
I want to be honest, yeah. While that whole situation was going on, I wasn't actually angry about you talking about you exposing my sexuality or whatever, because once the live came up, I was rubbing my hands together saying like, oh, I've got more followers. That was my mental state back then. I was more concerned about my followers growing, getting more likes, and my name not being known, not realizing the damage that I'm actually doing to the person that I'm trying to attack online. And I completely...
But I don't really think you done me any damage though.
No, I'm not saying I did you damage, but it's like I don't know what I'm doing to you. Do you get what I mean? If you wasn't that strong person, if you wasn't somebody that would have been able to handle a situation like that, you could have fell and crumbled. Do you get what I mean? Because there's people that I've gone back and forth with and they'll just go into hiding and they'll just, do you get what I mean? But you didn't fall under. But my point is, it's like, I didn't consider mental health. I didn't consider anything. All I was concerned about was more followers, engagement, excitement, and I can completely say I was so wrong for that. I was wrong. I did say in one of my videos that I did apologize. I didn't say your name, but I said E. I said I want to apologize to E because what I did was wrong. But I want to say to you now, like, that was completely wrong of me. Now, looking at it like now, brother to brother, I never want to make somebody feel, I never want to even try and attempt to make somebody feel small. And I feel like that's what I did. I entertained something that I had nothing to do with. I could have shut off the phone. I say it to myself all the time. I could have turned off the phone. I could have dashed the phone in one corner. I could have just left the house and said I don't want to be a part of it. No, but I kept it going because I was more excited to get more followers. You get what I mean?
That's cool.
And it's sad, you know. It's actually sad, but it's like I've learned a big lesson.
My thing is, sorry, it was my scandal, so I don't know why people are trying to come jump on my scandal. Sorry, if I created my scandal, you should have left me to do my scandal. Sorry.
Once all the cameras have come off and like once you've like gone back to like your friendship group to just have a talk, have a rant, whatever, what was going through your head? What was you thinking? Did you?
My friends were like to me how they told me about these people, how people are wicked and all these things. You know, people wasn't really dissing you up to me too tough. There was more dissing the other something. There was dissing that one more because obviously when the whole live thing happened, you played a part, and the reason why I was getting at you and saying stuff about you was because it's like
I'm letting it.
You're letting it happen. Like you wasn't diffusing it, and at the end we was real friends.
Yeah.
How are you not trying to stop it or trying to do nothing to like stop it? Because it was like at that point he was upset about the whole cap thing, but I feel like that didn't justify you just sitting there in silence. I didn't think that with the whole cap thing. I didn't think it was that deep. Like I think
we had spoken about it, but I just didn't want to kind of accept it.
Yeah, I banter, and I feel like maybe that at that point you wasn't in the mood for the banter and you took it seriously what I said to you in the cab about the whole, I think, what did I say something about I was playing my music, I was playing damn Sierra, the damn Promise song, and I
was playing the music loud, but I was
tired and I waited to go home. Obviously that was the last cab. We had taken so many cabs that day.
It was a petty argument.
It was so stupid.
It was so stupid, but it was just like I don't know why.
I think he was upset about other things at that point.
Yeah, but it's like I
added to it as well by saying what I said. I can't imagine. I really was. Can you imagine that we fell out over Sierra Promise?
We had a conversation like maybe a couple months ago where we was talking about the whole police situation. So remember, I'm not clued up on the social media thing, the going back and forth, whatever, blah blah blah. When if I'm in the ends and I'm beef, remember there was not. When I'm from Northwest, there was no going online and going back and forth. There was none of that. We're going to fight each other. Do you get what I mean? So when now I've been introduced to social media and I'm going back and forth with someone, the advice that I was given was to go to the police and report this.
And the police can't do nothing about that.
No, but that's what I was advised. Okay, I don't think people actually understand how this whole mess happened on live and how we ended up like literally falling apart, because we actually wasn't on bad terms, but we just wasn't talking. Do you know what I mean?
So I feel like it would have been a thing where after like a couple of weeks we would end up talking again.
Yeah, so we're on live and it's like, as you said, I'm allowing all these things to happen. I'm allowing things to be said, and you just went in for the jugular. You went in for the jugular and like you exposed my sexuality, because obviously, as you say, you're a gay man that lives in his truth. You're not going to let somebody talk down to you. And
because your friend, you was sitting beside your friend and letting her say certain things like, oh, how you gonna make, what's it called?
A batty man disrespect me. So there was a comment
and
like
she was saying that, and I thinking to myself, but wait, you're gay, so it's like, how are you gonna let that happen? So obviously I kept on saying, nah, don't let me open my mouth kind of thing, and I kept on going, so I just said what I done, what I had to do, said what I had to say, sorry. But
the reason why I got angry was because it's like, I actually know you, but in that moment the whole thought of why am I allowing this all to happen, like that didn't even come to my head. It's like, I could have turned off the phone. I could have brought the phone. Like, there's so much.
You could have stopped it.
Literally, how, like, we're actually arguing for 5 minutes straight when we could have just ended it and it would have been done, you know? Or you would have just been on your thing and we would have just been on ours. It would have just been done, or we would have been snapping away, whatever. It just went downhill. And then obviously in that moment I was
But
advised...
I think the reason why, because at the end of the day, remember, this wasn't happening on your life, it was happening on other people's lives. So my thing is, I think, in a way, thinking of it now, like actually putting it in perspective, it was like we were pawns for someone else's gain. And that's why I feel like people didn't turn off their lives. And you didn't realise it and I didn't realise that.
Yeah.
I think that's true. That's that.
And then once I saw the followers in that moment, I got a bit excited. I got a bit drunk on my followers going up, because I never actually I never actually knew a way to, do you get what I mean? I genuinely thought that the only way for my followers to grow, the only way for me to get more attention was controversy. But that's what I was taught, because I don't know how to explain what I mean. But it's like I've come into the game with no direct sense of direction.
So that's how your friend done it. So.
Yeah. And then from there, it was just like we were just...
And my thing, I was never... Obviously, at that point I had my platform, but I had never ever been in no type of controversy like that. Obviously, I was a controversial figure.
But it was on your own terms.
It was on my own terms. I was having
content.
fun.
Yeah,
I wasn't arguing. I was never arguing with people. I was gaining followers through having fun. I was always known for being funny or being controversial or doing whatever. Exactly. I was never in no mix-up. So I just felt like it was just nasty that my name is being attached to making it seem like I'm in drama to get followers when I had my followers already and I wasn't in no drama. I never needed to do no drama to get the followers that I had.
I'm not gonna lie, that was a lot for me. I feel like with you, yeah, like you're one of the people, you can go. But I just got drained. It was a lot for me. It was so new for me. Like, I don't think people understand. When I say I've only been on social media for like nearly 2 years, like I've not been doing this for a long time. I wasn't taught by like an OG. Like, do you get what I mean? I was taught. We're all learning
as you go.
As we go. And when picking up bad traits, I'm thinking it's working, but that shit didn't last long. After we had been going back and forth on like Snapchat and stuff, I just didn't want to be on social media no more. That's literally how you made me feel. I didn't want to go on social media. I didn't want to post because obviously a lot of things were said. We was hitting below the belt, and it just became dark for me. My image on social media was tainted.
I don't know what it is with me. With that, yeah, obviously I wouldn't want to make nobody feel like that. That's not my intention. Like, genuinely, I can say I had a lot of love for you, and I still do. Like, I rate your thing, and I'm happy for you. I've seen you come out, all the type of things, and that was things that we discussed when we was friends, innit? And you've actually come out now, whatever, and you're living your truth, you're happy, and you're doing your thing. So I don't feel happy in myself knowing that that's how you felt. You get what I'm trying to say? And I apologise for that too.
When you saw me in Westfield, yeah, like what was going through your head?
Because I just saw you. I had no intentions for you. I saw you and I was like, I made my little comment to my friend. And that was it. I had no intentions for you. But clearly people had their premeditated demonic behaviours planned for me. Sorry.
I swear, as God is my witness, weeks before this had happened, I had said to myself, when I see this boy, I'm going to embarrass him. I'm not going to beat him. I'm not going to fight him. But it flipped on me, boy. And I'm dashing milkshake, but I'm running. I just want you to feel how I felt. That's how I felt. I didn't know how I was going to do it, but I just said, I want you to feel it was completely wrong of me, again, and I apologise. But that is...
But in my thing, alright, cool.
There was no other way of making me...
Alright, cool. You see the whole something that happened. You see how you said you felt away, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Do you not feel like you caused it on yourself?
In the moment, no. I didn't realise. Did you get what I mean? I didn't realise.
But now that you're looking back at it
now that when I look back, I self-reflect all the time. And I say to myself, there's so many things that right now could never happen. Now that I'm actually independent and doing my own thing, if we had met and I had my own independence, there were certain things I wouldn't have allowed. But I feel like because this narrative of you don't know what you're doing, you're not a nobody, like you need my help, that I always had that in my penetrated in my brain. So in that moment, I wanted you to feel like the embarrassment that you put me through. So I said to myself, let me there's no other way to do it. So let me do it in front of millions of people. Obviously at the time I wasn't known or whatever. So I didn't realise that it would have backfired on who I was with or you. I didn't know what was gonna happen after that. I just thought we was gonna have our little thing and go about our business. I didn't think friends was gonna come
let me
out.
say something. When you threw the milkshake and you sort of look at my face, do you like see my face after you threw the milkshake?
battery bar turned red. Like it was green, it turned red, and it was about to explode. That's what I saw.
When
saw on your
you
face.
see when you threw that milkshake on me, I felt one anger, like I just started running you down. I just started running you down. Cause I said to myself, no, so I'm gonna kill this person. I ran you down. We ran around. I think come like Tom and Jerry in the Westfield. We were running around the something. Then I think you ran around to where the security was, and then they started holding me, and then the next one came.
After that day, I feel like literally everybody lost respect for me. I done it to myself.
Yeah.
I didn't care. I didn't care what I had to lose, if it was the little followers I had, the little image I had. I just didn't care about that. I didn't care about that in that moment. I felt like, oh, you hurt my feelings, and like I didn't think because I wasn't a influencer. I wasn't thinking that people are gonna record, people are gonna remember my name for this. I didn't think people was gonna say God of Phillip in the. I didn't think there would be YouTube videos. Topic. I did not think
that
anything.
went so far. It went so far, like so far. Like it's just.
I would never.
I'm sorry. That was actually an iconic moment for that year. That's how it was every place.
I feel like once you've met me, yeah, I feel like your perception on social media, when it came to some of the content you made, it turned it into negative. Some of the things that you would do, people would then say it would be forced, and it was no longer funny. So I feel like we kind of, for a few months, we kind of tainted your image, and it's sad that we could have that. Obviously, you turned it around quickly, but it's sad that we could have had that effect for even a blip of time, because it's like you actually was your own person. You met someone that was like for like, so that's where we had our comparison, and that's why we was hanging around and whatever. You was literally just hanging around people that are doing similar to what you're doing.
Yeah,
and
I feel like I'd never met people like that who was in the same kind of field.
Yeah,
and actually gained traction.
And we just turned it into negative.
It was just, you know what? I feel like that everything could have went so different. I always say to myself, imagine if we never fell out. Like we could have done so many different things and really showed people that, been that kind of pillar for our community.
Yeah. And I feel like us arguing again or us beefing again is just that narrative that gay people, LGBT people can't get along. They're always beefing. It's always a competition, and it's like that's what I hated as well. As much as like back then people didn't know of my sexuality, I had that in the back of my head. It's like, why is it that people that are gay or whatever,
and that's why I even said like certain comments that a person would make to compare us, and obviously in the moment it was banter, but looking back and how now everything has transpired, it makes sense why certain things were said, in my opinion. I don't know if you see like that, but the little things that I remember, it just makes sense now that everything has happened the way it's happened, innit? So yeah.
So what do you have to say about like everything that has happened in the last 2 years regarding me and you?
I wish it never happened. I wish we had been friends, to be honest. Imagine if we was friends. Imagine, who knows, we could have been, I don't know, some sort of baddie spotting or some, I don't know, like it could have been such a positive interaction, and it just got. I feel like without that extra person, all of them stuff would have happened.
I feel like in my head around that time I was kind of insecure of the platform that the small platform that I had for myself. I felt like a lot of the time whenever I would meet people, it's like once they met her, nobody cared about me anymore.
And that was so untrue.
I know, but it's like I had that little insecurity within me.
Because you see,
I didn't believe in myself.
I'm afraid. One thing about me, I'm afraid of people. You know. So when I had what's it called? Obviously, I know you. I've met that person, but obviously, I'm sure you can remember. Whenever we would go out, it was you that was hitching. I was hitching up myself with you. I wasn't fastening myself too tough with that person because I didn't know them. I know you. So you shouldn't have. I feel like maybe back then you didn't have not even the comments that you just didn't want to say anything. But obviously now that you've grown in certain ways, you're able to say it. And I feel like maybe if you had said that to me, it could have changed so much things. So yeah, it's all coulda, woulda, shoulda, innit? Yeah.
You're a singer.
Yeah.
Where did the singing start?
So from young, this kind of ties in back into my coming out thing. Cause obviously from young, I didn't like no rapping or none of them things. Obviously when Nicki Minaj came out, I was a big Barb, and I'm still a Barb for life. Forget cardiovascular. I was a big Barb. I love Mariah Carey, as everyone knows. I was, you know, on the music channels on Sky. I think it's like
Yeah,
301
MTV,
or MTV Base, 4 Music.
Yeah.
Like when, hey, you want to see me in the living room? I take up the remote. I'm grinding. And all these other things with the remote, performing in the room. And obviously, my family used to encourage it. Like I used to go to my big sister, my older sister's house, and I'll go down and we'd sing the songs like when Umbrella came out. Under my umbrella. I used to go on and perform and take up the umbrella in the house. That's literally, I always have had that theatrical side to me. So I could not get that word out, child. But yeah, I've always had that side to me. So that's kind of where the whole music thing stemmed from. And obviously, I feel like over the years, obviously practice makes perfect. And I was able to
Master it.
yeah, sing. I wouldn't say I'm the perfect singer or the best singer in the world, but I have a little something.
Would you ever take music seriously?
Yeah, definitely.
Would you, if somebody said, let's go in the studio, let's make a
Yeah,
track.
Mega. Hello.
Do you think you could like perform that in front of people?
Yes. Listen, everyone. Oh my god. I'm such a I don't want to call myself a showgirl, but I guess I'm a showgirl. Like, I like to perform in it. Obviously, remember the whole thing what I said in the beginning of the video, like the whole coming out thing. I've always tried to be theatrical and make a whole performance about things and like have fun with things. So I've always
How come you've never done like meet and greet? I don't think I've ever seen you. You never like arranged like a meet.
the meet and greet. Oh, child. I don't know. I just never thought of it, to be honest. I just never done a proper one. I've done like a little things like before, like people. I've done that before, but I haven't done like a big thing. So yeah.
What do you have for 2021? Is there anything that you want to achieve this year?
So I've been cool. So I'm currently filming a TV show. I've got casted for that. It's a TV show about it's like an LGBT documentary documenting my life and similar themes to some things that we've explored in this video. That's coming soon. Music is definitely coming soon from me. I have a lot of things that I think I'm a multifaceted individual and I have a lot of things to offer, and can't wait to show that to you guys. So yeah.
We forgot to mention there was an incident where you had I had reached out to you and you had posted like my messages online.
Shell, let me tell you why that had happened, yeah. Because my thing is, when you messaged me that time, I was...
Was you unsure? Was you thrown off? Like, was you thinking...
No, I wasn't really that thrown off. Like, I just saw it as you maturing and coming to talk to me. I feel like... I don't want to say you had your back against the wall, but I feel like you waited...
I was just talking to somebody that kind of knew.
That knew the situation.
Yeah.
I feel like that's why you reached out to me, because I knew about it, kind of thing. And the reason why I ended up posting it is because, yeah, that person went to go post certain things, and I think to myself, I only ever spoke to you about certain things, so how does she have that in her mouth, kind of thing? And then people are talking about my life and all these things, and I never spoke to them about that, so it's like, where's that coming from? So then in the moment when I'm getting upset, I'm getting heated, because you're talking about my family, you're talking about my mum, and it's like, are you dumb?
Yeah.
So of course I'm going to be like proper heated, so that's why I was like to myself, nah, because you're involved in it, kind of thing. So it's like, that's why I done that. But yeah, I never done it to be malicious or to like tear you down or anything, because at that point I think even why you messaged me, because I was bigging you up in a way when that little situation happened.
Yeah. Do you when it comes to friendships, yeah, do you ever feel like you're like a lone wolf? Do you feel like you're a lone wolf? Because sometimes I see you post stuff and it's like you're like, as much as you've got your friends, it's like you kind of have a guard. You've always protect yourself at the end of the day.
Yeah, I feel like I'm always on defense, and I'm always expecting the worst, if that makes sense. I feel like I'm always prepared. I feel like at this point in my life, I don't form attachment.
And you don't expect much from people.
Yeah, I feel like I'm always ready for whatever can happen. Like, not to say that my interactions with people are false, but I'm real. I try my best to be as real with everyone. I'm a real person. I keep it real with people. Like, I always say how I feel. If I don't like something, I will try and address it and whatnot. I try to keep it respectful so that there's no fallout or no big palaver with things. And yeah, but obviously I feel like when I say I'm a lone wolf in certain ways, I feel like there's obviously I don't have friends like that are doing what I'm doing, so it's like I'm kind of alone in that aspect, if that makes sense. And I feel like that's why when we was friends, it was a good friendship to have.
So that was all for this Mix Up Gudde interview. It was a pleasure to have you on my YouTube channel, because I did actually want to do this for a very long time, even before it was actually called Mix Up Gudde. So I'm really grateful that you even decided to come and have this sit down, because it was well overdue, and I feel like things just wouldn't have transpired the way it did if there was just not this person in your ear, that person, all these thoughts. And
if there was more conversation.
Yeah, and that's another thing that needs to be addressed when it comes to like friendships and fallouts. Communication is really important. This running off and just not addressing things and just cutting people off and like, it's toxic. Like, we should be able to talk to each other. Yes, we have like peaks and valleys, but at the end of the day, if we can have a conversation and come to some resolution and a common ground, then we can keep it pushing. Because we went, well, you had invited me to Pride and I came briefly, went shopping, like we ate out together, like we done a few things together, and it was like, rah man, like it didn't need to turn out the way it did. So once again, thank you for being on my channel. Guys, make sure you guys go over to...
It was a pleasure.
Make sure you guys go over to Emile's channel and Instagram. All of his handles will be in the description box below. Make sure you guys like, comment and subscribe to the ting, and you guys know you can DM either me or him and have a conversation about what we've spoken about today. So thank you guys for watching.
You're not lying.